crap, I need to know if there's Wi-Fi here. Yeah, I have 30 seconds.
Bereshus our Rosh Yeshiva Shlita, our Rabbeim, my dear friends and distinguished guests. Good evening and welcome to our Yeshiva's 49th annual dinner. In discussing with Rabbi Shmuel Herman, a man that I have come to admire and appreciate for all that he does for our yeshiva, and if we can just pause here for 1 second and give Rabbi Shmuel a heartfelt thank you for his dedication and commitment to our yeshiva. In discussing with Shmuel the theme, the focal point, and objectives of this event, we discussed many concepts. Is it being billed as a traditional dinner fundraiser, or perhaps the focus should be the siyum and memorial tribute to our dear Chaver, an incredible human being, Ben Chafetz, Zichrono Livracha, on this, his first yahrzeit? Or maybe it should be billed more of as a reunion, an opportunity for us to reconnect with Rebbeim, friends, and classmates. The conclusion we came to was, it's all of the above. This is an evening of unity. We're uniting in support of our yeshiva and our beloved Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Davidovich Shlita. We are uniting together to give kavod to our Rosh Yeshiva and show him the influence he has had in all of our lives. Uniting to give kavod achron to our dear friend. Uniting as a chevra ki'ish echad, and as the very apropos marketing theme of this evening, belev echad, one heart. It is with this theme in mind that we begin our program this evening with our hearts and mind towards the east, Libi B'Mizrach. We are living through unprecedented times. The events of these past few months, never imagining we would ever experience something of this magnitude in our lifetime. These are stories we only heard and read about from the generation that survived the Holocaust. These are both extremely painful and difficult times, yet as well a feeling that it is indescribable that we are living through. That which can only be described as incredible and, if I may dare say, inspiring times. A feeling that we are truly going through Chevlei Mashiach. Our thoughts and our hearts are with our dear brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, our Chayalim who are fighting our enemies and in harm's way selflessly out there protecting us, and all of Acheinu Kol Beis Yisrael. We beseech Hashem to keep them safe, and as well, those of us living around the globe in Chutz La'aretz who continue to stand up proudly in the face of hate and proclaim, we are Hashem's people, and we will not sacrifice our beliefs, our morals, and most importantly, our Torah HaKadosha for anything or anyone. It is with this in mind and only appropriate that we begin our program this evening in reciting a few kapitel of Tehillim. I would like to call upon the man that actually gave me my first ride up to Rochester and first exposure to the warmth and love for Acheinu Beis Yisrael that pulsated through our yeshiva, the Moradasser of Union Hill Kehila, and our dear Chaver, Rabbi Chaim later lead us in saying Tehillim.
Malos soy na Elohim meyadim yavodes Ezri meyim Adoino Yosei Shamayim Vores Eilamot Raglecho Al Yodum Shemirecho Lo yonu v'lo yishon Shemer Yisroel Adonai Shemrecho Adonai Tzilcho Yad Yaminecho Adonai Shemrecho Adonai Tzilcho השמש לא יקקו ויורח ולא ילו אדוני ישמורך מכל רע ישמור את נפשך אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מהטוב יד אלוה שיר המעלות ממעמקים כרוסיך אדוני אדוני שמו וקולי תהיינו אוזניך קשובויס לכל תחנונות אם אבוינויס תשמעו אדוני מי יעמוד ימך הסליחו למען תבורך ביסי אדוני כבשו נפשי ולדברו יכולתי נפשי לאדוני משומרים לבוקר שומרים לבוקר חיי ישראל אל אדוני כי אם אדוני החסד והרבה מויפדו יפדס ישראל מכל אבוינויסו חילו כל בייס ישראל ובצור בשוויון בין ביום ובין ביבושו מקום ירחם עליהם שנצור לרחובו ואפילו לא אוהב משיבה לגאולו לא בגלו בזמן קורבי ונגמר
sure many of you in this room have experienced at some point, and most of us being in the stage of parenting and grandparenting, and raising our children and putting them through the chinuch system, it is inevitable that at some point you will experience some bumps in the road and have to deal with the challenges and what we like to refer as Tsar Gidul Banim. I have had my share of facing these challenges, and I'd imagine some of it is payback for what I put my parents through. But don't get me wrong, I embrace the opportunity, fighting the system for 40 plus years and not letting up. And if you make the mistake of giving me a platform, you can be assured you will hear my viewpoint. Where's Rebbitzin? Vidowitz. On that side. We're not going there, Rebbitzin. Don't worry. First, and before even speaking to the mechanchim and educators, I advised my son and explained to him my strategy and what worked for me. Become best friends with the Rosh Yeshiva's son. I love you, Yossi. Fortunately and unfortunately, as systems go, there are guidelines that need to be established to make them work and keep it sustainable. Yet all too often we become consumed by these rules and we forget the true goals and mission. We take it to a point that we become these serious adults that go textbook on how to deal with these holy and individually unique neshamas. And I love to make it a point to explain to these mechanchim, you guys are not that serious. I explain to them there will always be the day after. The day after that child makes it through elementary school. The day after that teenager makes it through high school. The day after that young man leaves the walls of the yeshiva and begins building his own home. And it's not going to be about the rules or how serious you were. It's going to be about the love, care, and individualized attention you gave them. Not how tight or narrow you made the box and insisted that they stay within those lines. To spit out another child in the mold that they have decided is what a Ben Torah should look like. You're not that serious. I love pointing out this observation that I had come to realize a few years back. I tell them I actually have the data to prove it. You see, I went to this beautiful yeshiva in Rochester, in cold and snowy Rochester. Back then, 30 plus years ago, Rochester was one of those yeshivas that would be referred to as a last stop yeshiva. Most of us had come from other yeshivas which did not work for us. We were this ragtag group of guys from different cities throughout the country, different walks of life, different hashkafas and cultures, Sfardim, Ashkenazim, Haimish, and yes, even Hasidish. Yes, perhaps we didn't fit the system. Yet let's fast forward and look 30 years later and what has become of this ragtag group. All you need to do is look around this room. This yeshiva has produced an unprecedented amount of leaders throughout many of the different functions of Klal Yisrael. In the chinuch world, the amount of Rosh Yeshiva, principals and educators, Shul Rabbanim, the many leaders within the mental health arena, in our entertainment industry, Balabatim that collectively give tens of millions of dollars to tzedakah annually, and I'd imagine as well countless hours of their time to tzarchei tzibur. Yes, I purposely refrained from using the word askanim. And the list goes on. Yes, it's a diverse leadership group, but there's a common denominator. The Eish HaKodesh, Hashem Yimkom Domam, in his Sefer Chovas HaTalmidim, explains the pasuk from Shlomo HaMelech. Chanoch lenar al pi darko, gam ki yazkin lo yasur mimena. Train the youth according to his way, then even when he is older, he will not deviate from it. The Eish HaKodesh explains the second half of the pasuk, then even when he is older, he will not deviate from it, to mean that each and every parent and teacher knows that the child in front of them will not remain small and young forever. They will grow to be adults. And he says they might even achieve greatness in Torah and Avodas Hashem. Yet despite this obvious fact, many parents and teachers focus on what's in front of them. In the present, a child, a teenager, and they focus on teaching them to be good children, focused on the level they are now. As a result, the level that these teachers strive to impart is commensurate with the students' level of maturity, or lack thereof. The Eish HaKodesh explains these powerful words, that this type of parent or teacher is committing a grave sin against Hashem and Klal Yisrael. The Eish HaKodesh ends his thought saying, parents and teachers have to be aware that their mission is to discover and nurture children of Hashem and Gedolei Yisrael. They must view their children and students as great neshamas that are still immature, and themselves as responsible for helping them flourish and grow. Anyone who knows me, or any of my brothers, knows we come from a large family, 12 to be exact. I like to say, until I saw my siblings grown, I never knew you could have 12 opposites. And I believe it is a testament to my parents, they should live and be well till 120, who allowed us to thrive in our different paths, playing to our strengths. Yet you will notice with all the diversity within my family, there are common threads among us. Our Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Dvidwit Shlita, has done this to scale. We went to yeshiva that our Rosh Yeshiva did not take himself that seriously. Our Rosh Yeshiva understood that there was always going to be the day after. And although we might be a very diverse group, which I don't believe anyone would ever accuse us of being a cookie-cutting factory, there are, however, common threads that our Rosh Yeshiva wove through each of us. He both taught and showed us through his own actions and instilled in us a love for Yahadus, an understanding that living a Torah life did not mean you had to sacrifice having fun, and that living a Torah lifestyle was the path to true happiness. Our Rosh Yeshiva instilled in us a deep sense of Ahavas Chinam, a culture of Achdus, unity, and Lev Echad that permeates the halls of that old hospital building. And most of all, a true sense of Achrayus for Klal Yisrael. It is because Rabbi D did not take himself too seriously as to why we took him so seriously. Our Rosh Yeshiva understands that in order to create leaders, you needed to treat them as individuals and allow them to thrive in their unique way, yet all within the guidelines and system of true Torah Judaism. It is a tremendous kavod for me to represent this incredible group of some of my dearest friends, classmates, as well as being one of the many Talmidim of this special last stop yeshiva, to say, on behalf of all of us, thank you. Thank you not only on behalf of us, your Talmidim, but thank you from all of Klal Yisrael for understanding the needs of the future generations and creating those leaders that will Be'ezras Hashem lead us to the final Geula speedily in our day. It is with this in mind that I ask everyone in this room to please rise and join me in giving the Rosh Yeshiva the covet he so deservingly earned, and to give him the nachas he has toiled all these years for, and to call upon our Rosh Yeshiva Shlita, lovingly known to us as just Rabbi D, to give Divrei Bracha.
First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you all for coming. I got a special request from the father of the honoree, and that's Rabbi Diskin, who got the flu and is unable to come. He was ready to get a plane to come here, and he therefore asked me to convey his apologies and his feelings to everybody, and he wishes he could be here. My brother Baruch also, he was very, very involved in working for this dinner, did a tremendous amount of work, and he was very excited about coming. And he also, I guess it must be the Sutton, I don't know. Anyway, he came down with the flu, and he was unable to come. So we wish him a shlema, and we genuinely miss him, and it's really, it's not the same without him. The pasuk in the Chukosai says the following. It says if you have five soldiers will be able to chase 100 of the enemy soldiers. If you have 100 soldiers, you'll be able to chase 10,000. So Rashi asks the kasha that the numbers don't add up. If you multiply 100 by 20, it should be 2,000, not 10,000. So Rashi answers, Ein adome, Ruben lo sa mitzvah l'muatim. If you have a group of people doing the mitzvah, rabbin doing the mitzvah, it's much more powerful. So the reality is, though, that the Rishonim explained that the Chukosai Telecha refers to Klal Yisrael as a whole. All Klal Yisrael is doing the Ratzon Hashem. So if you have 5 soldiers, where are the rest of the people? They're doing other mitzvahs. If they're doing other mitzvahs, so what's the difference between if they have 100 people in one place doing one mitzvah, or if you have 20 different groups of people, of 5 each, doing the mitzvahs at the same time? Weisstois, apparently, doing the mitzvah together, even if everybody would be doing the mitzvahs, but doing the mitzvah together has a special koach. And in that sense, I have a feeling tonight of together we're being mechazik Torah. There's a tremendous chizuk for the Torah and kavod Torah, and it's being done barabim, everybody together, and that has far more effect, far more koach, than even individual groups doing exactly the same thing. I want to just end with one thought, that apparently there was a Knessia at one point, and Chafetz Chaim was very, very old and very weak. I asked the Chafetz Chaim if he could attend. Chafetz Chaim says, if you gave me 100, I don't know, ruble, whatever you call it, what currency was in that day, I wouldn't be able to come. And he said, what am I saying, 100 ruble? If you gave me 100 mitzvahs, I wouldn't be able to come. But since it's for kavod Torah, zokas Torah, therefore I'll come. So Shach said, can you imagine what 100 mitzvahs meant to the Chafetz Chaim? But this ain't a donor. So we should feel proud, we should feel happy that we're able to be mechazik Torah together and do something for kavod Torah, and Hashem should help us. It should be a time of Amoshinu Alti Sikra V'chol Barisha Kragatzoved Chol Evecha Mehewe Yikreisu. Amen.
Amen.
Please turn your attention to the screen.
Okay. I grew up in a little shtetl. The shtetl that I grew up in was called Lakewood. And the emphasis, of course, in Lakewood was Rav Aaron, Rav Schneer, and Godless HaTorah. And I would assume many of the Bachrim that came into the Sviva of Rochester really didn't have the point of reference that I had. But I'm telling you, the manifestations and the change and the hashpah that the yeshiva had on these individuals, they really became emistic of the Torah. And I found it personally to be quite hisarish to go ahead and be involved in manifesting a change that these individuals had.
He had a very good relationship with the Bachrim. Yeah, I was going to say, he has exceptionally good midos. He was liked, besides being respected, so we interacted very well.
Rabbi Herman was a beloved Rebbe in yeshiva, both by the Beis Medrash Bachram and the high school. I was zocheh to have him as a Rebbe for Bekiyas in high school and also in Halacha. In Halacha, he absolutely knew every Halacha. He was a bucky in Halacha. It was unbelievable. I once asked him a question one time when I was at first year Beis Medrash, and he said, Rabbi Avram, what about that Ella? You can't read the Gemara like that. And that was the end of the discussion. He was just terrific. He cared about the Bachram, he cared about his Talmidim, and it was just such a pleasure to have around.
The hashpahs of the Roshei HaYeshiva, something that is marked in each of us, and I'm sure all the alumni here have that same sense of feeling. Rabbi Davidowitz has an unbelievable ability to go ahead and weave that kesher, and people are reliant upon it, and the true Talmud to Rebbe relationship, which Leibowitz, Rosh Hashiva, Rosh Shalom, really wanted to go ahead and instill, is manifested. That's the credo of Rochester to a large measure. And to have the opportunity to go ahead and jump the 35 years and come back and reflect and feel some sort of kesher with that was established then, I feel very gratified.
Again, Hashem should help you. You should continue to be able to grow in the way you want to grow. And Yimale Hashem Kol Mishal Sechel Atova.
and Mrs. Yaakov Herman, Yeshiva of Rochester, 49th anniversary dinner, January 14th, 2024. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
I got a call one day. I was talking to one of the local supermarkets over here, and she tells me, "Who is this Ben Chafetz?" I said, "Why?" She says, "He walks into my store, drops off a large sum of money, and he says, I want to take care of the bill of some of the coal in the lot."
Ben was larger than life. He approached everything in life with an unbelievable zeal and passion. He had a simchas Chaim that was infectious. He never saw anything as being impossible. He looked at everything that needed to be done and thought, what can he do to get that done?
I had the privilege of knowing Ben from the time he was a teenager, and when I look back at Ben's life, the progress was outstanding. And I think Rochester was particularly a great incubator for Ben's ability to develop, because, the Rebbeim, Rosh Shiva, my father, they gave Ben the room and the opportunity to become somebody who really was a very unique person.
Ben Chafetz was a very, very unique person. He was a tremendous Baal Chesed, loved to grab opportunities to do mitzvahs. Supporting different organizations, getting his own hands dirty, member of the Chavre Kadisha. Literally, there was not one thing that Ben felt he was capable of doing that if you called him, he would not do. It was well known that if someone wanted a job and he could place them, he would do it. If he wanted something and he felt something was right, he was going to go out and do it. And there was no stopping him. There was no obstacles. He would get it done.
I go back with Ben since 10th grade. He was someone that really got along with everyone. Everyone liked him. He always had a certain character that just appealed to everyone. He was just always very approachable, always someone that you could schmooze with. Whether it was an outing in yeshiva that we were going somewhere, it was always, Ben was involved with it.
He was so strong, and he had a mind of his own, and he had very strong opinions. But when it came to Das Torah, he would totally take a back seat and say, if this is not Das Torah, I back out. This used to happen regularly. And that was based on the Chafetz that he got in yeshiva.
Ben Chafetz was an amazing friend to anybody that ever crossed paths with Ben. The one thing bigger than Ben Chafetz was his heart. He was an amazing friend. Anybody that ever crossed path of Ben Chafetz felt like he knew him forever. He was just a super, super good person.
He was a very unique individual. He loved his family. He loved Talmidei Chachamim. And he would do anything for either.
What I learned from Ben is the caring for everybody, the ability to just say yes first and then figure out later how to do it. That's what Ben did every time.
Ben was a chad b'dara. He's somebody that you come upon once in a lifetime.
Presented presented to the Chafetz family in recognition of the Chafetz family's tireless dedication to Torah, Chesed, and Chinuch, and in memory of our dear Chaver, Ben Chafetz, Zichron Livracha, Yeshiva of Rochester, 49th Anniversary Dinner, January 14th, 2024. Accepting the award on behalf of the Chafetz family is Ben's son-in-law, Rabbi David Chafetz.
We're going to dedicate this song to the Heilige Ben, Mikam Yisrael, because a Yid like that, it reminds us what it's like to be a Yid, what it's like to live like a Yid, the Simcha of a Yid.
Keep in touch, whatever. I don't hear from you in a long time.
Direct your attention to the video screens.
Whatever I am today, for better or for worse, is what you watch me I arrived here in 11th grade, knowing that I needed to complete high school and get a diploma. So I figured this would be the place to do so. Turned out I was right. Stuck around for 3 years at Beis, left for a year to go to New Jersey, and then came back here and have not left since.
Chaim Diskin, that's the best part about here. He was my chavrusa when I was a little kid in 9th grade. For some reason, he took to liking for me, and he would wake me up at 7 o'clock, and he learned with me for just about 5 years. And we finished Chafetz Megillah 4 times. We finished Makos, we finished Tainus.
Speaking of the way that the yeshiva developed talents, joined our general studies staff as a math teacher during my reign, as it were, as general studies principal.
So I've got 2 sons here. Kiva's in his first year at Beis, and Benny is in 10th grade.
My father was always behind the scenes, involved in the community. It's not public. You don't know about it.
Chaim said, Rabbi Berenstein, there's a few boys here who look like they don't have such good suits, and they're going home for Sukkot. Do me a favor. Go buy them suits, get them tailored, and I'll pay for it.
Chaim is exactly what a Chashuv alumni from the yeshiva should be like. He's working hard, but he devotes his free time to learning and to do chasadim. And one thing special about Chaim is in all the years, I don't ever remember a situation where he asked Chaim to help with something and he said, no, I can't do it, or I'm too busy. He's always willing to help out.
So my wife and I have a lot of makar to the yeshiva. We wouldn't be in the place that we're at whatsoever between where we live and our kid out in the yeshiva and the way that it's set up. I mean, we really appreciate the yeshiva for that.
Alumnus of the Year, presented to Mr. and Mrs. Chaim Diskin, Yeshiva of Rochester 49th Anniversary Dinner, January 14th, 2024. We ask the Chaim to please come up and receive his award.
No, I love
Thank you so much. It's been quite an evening. Chaim, thank you so much. That was great. Good man. There's so many people to thank tonight. Thank our committee. I want to give a special thank you to Rabbi Yosef Nimchinsky, our new Director of Institutional Advancement, for all the hard work we put in. Rabbi Yitzi Mattel, Dr. Leah Goldstein, Rabbi Goldstein, Rabbi Davidowitz, Rabbi Baruch Davidowitz. We have a huge staff of people who are dedicated and working so hard to make everything happen in Shiva. I have so many friends in this room right now. I'm just waiting to party with you guys right after this final video. And we're going to have a video, and then we're going to have a Siyam Shas in memory of Ben. Please turn your attention to the screen.
The Sefer is supposed to say now you have a Sefer supposed to say that makes it into the final Rosh, but you need that first step.
Who cares that originally he's saying you're a Rosh? Then the question is, I should be known that you're not a Rosh.
If I tell you that you don't need to get it, then I don't know if this is this light chorus.
From Denver, Colorado. I came here because my older brother was here and it worked out really well for him. Yeah, Yevamos is very interesting. It's a lot of fun.
Lady has a son, the son gets married.
The Rebbeim do a great job explaining it and teaching us and helping us learn, and I look forward to keep on growing and getting to a higher share.
According to Rashi, the Gemara ends by saying it's only by kibbut of the aim. Saying yes. So it's true.
Very close to It's basically stated out there. Baruch Hashem, the yeshiva is growing. We're doing great. People are sending to us from yeshiva katanas all over the country because we have an environment that has the same warmth that the yeshiva's always had, the same tight-knit kinship that the boys always had. People are sending to us because the boys are thriving.
It's out of the spotlight with Yeshmak Rosh Yeshiva, with a world-class Rosh Yeshiva. The base medrash and the high school are very close together. There's always doing programs together. They're always hanging out together. They're always playing sports together. They're always available, and they always try to make time to be with the students, to play with the students, to support the students.
I came here as a 9th grader in 2000, and it's a very special environment. And I always wonder, where does that come from? And I think the answer is that it's built on almost 50 years of the Hanhala building this culture.
Every time there's a yeshiva dinner, there's this very strong sense of simcha. I don't know how many times I've been told that the best years of my life were the years in yeshiva.
Rochester was the best years of my life. Well, that I have to say anyways on the thing. No, it was a lot of fun, sorry.
Come on, Marky.
The real Rochester? Rochester was a lot of fun. We used to learn a lot, but then we used to play a lot. Friday footballs, that was our big day Friday. Chilling at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'd go out to Cobb's Hill Park and play football, tackle football out there in 3 feet of snow.
Remember, Seder wasn't 24 hours a day. For those who are in the know, there was the Chowan Pot fiasco. There was certainly the barbecue takufa, where pretty much anything we could get our hands on got thrown on the hibachi during this supper break.
Best years of my life? It was my life. Yeshiva is the one that gave me a life. I was not religious before I entered yeshiva, and the Rebbeim had a lot of patience with me. I came in with long hair and jeans, and the Rebbeim taught me about Yiddishkeit, real Yiddishkeit. And then once I saw authentic Yiddishkeit, I was able to see families on Shabbos spending meals with my Rebbeim and seeing their families. I said, this is what I wanted to be. This is what I want to do. They had a Shabbos cook when I was a senior in high school. I was all but 17. I said, Rebbe, give me a chance. And Rebbe believed in me, even though I didn't really know what I was doing, that was a pivot point. That was a turning point in my life. Because someone believes in me, means I can be somebody.
Rochester was great. It felt like a second home. They gave us a lot of space, and they never tried stifling us. It wasn't the way of Rochester. It was more like a camaraderie. It was like a family, and it's like the Rebbeim were like parents. They always took care of us.
My years in Rochester were certainly memorable, certainly very positive, formative years for me, both as a Talmud and then eventually as a Mechanech. I have a tremendous amount of hakaras hatov to the yeshiva for creating a positive, a warm, nurturing environment with real achdus that showed us what it meant to work together, what it meant to build community, what it meant to share with the community, what it meant to be a member of Klal Yisrael who's not singularly focused on ourselves, but is globally focused on helping to do our best for the Klal.
It's a very positive atmosphere. The only expectation is to give it your all.
There's like a schmack to learning. There's something fun about it. Something special.
The atmosphere is always very pumped up and very happy. It's an amazing atmosphere.
It's really heartening and amazing to see the evolution of the yeshiva over the years.
It's because you could be married.
To see a yeshiva being run by the Talmidim who themselves were developed by the yeshiva and now just doing an unbelievable job. There's been change, but at its heart, it is still this Rochester. There's still that achdus, there's still that unity, there's that warmth that keeps us all connected and keeps us all together.
So Gavin, what is the calculation? Calculation is?
When I was back there in Rochester, I felt I was back at home.
Rochester, I can never think enough.
My memories of my years in Rochester are overwhelmingly positive years.
Messages, keep the connection.
The kesher that we have with the yeshiva should only grow stronger as we continue to benefit from the yeshiva, and the yeshiva continues to shep nachas from us.
It's actually very difficult for me to make this siyum because there's probably no one who would have rather been here tonight than Ben. And the fact that he's not leaves an indelible emptiness. Nor in Sukkah tells us, B'achris Yomim, right before Tchias Meisim, there'll be a hesped mar, a bitter, bitter funeral with tremendous, tremendous crying. Mishpachos, the entire world gathered, crying, bitter, bitter tears. The Gemara says, what's this hesped about? What's the crying? The Gemara says, because the Satan is going to be killed. It's now the Tchias HaMeisim, there's no need for a Satan, different time period. The Satan is shechted and everyone is crying. In fact, the Gemara, why crying? The Satan's shechted, that's great news, you should be dancing a jig. It says the Gemara, Chaim bochim, v'tzadikim bochim. Their Chaim cry because they see what they gave up. They see what they could have been, and they see this thin thread that captured them and encompassed them. And the Rishonim cry, and the Tzaddikim cry. Why the Rishonim cry is rather obvious, because in that moment of absolute clarity, every human being gets it. Every human being understands why they were created. Every human being understands the value of a moment, and it's obvious why the Rishonim cry. The question is, why did the Tzaddikim cry? And the Maharsha explains to us, because at that moment they appreciate something that they never appreciated before. And that is that the Satan was their best friend, constantly challenging them, constantly demanding from them, constantly pushing them to another level, because the Sultan is given just enough energy, just enough power to push you to your limit and no more, but he's there constantly 24/7, 364, day after day, pushing you, your personal trainer. And it is a great challenge, and at that moment of clarity, the Tzaddikim see the great, great accomplishments that they did only because of him. I think this is a very apt chazal to finish the Sima Shas with for Ben. I knew Ben as a high school student. He was in my 11th grade year. And he went through many, many challenges, and he excelled, and he grew, and he accomplished. But I knew Ben in a different stage of life as well. Yaakov Edelman and Ben Chafetz were the founders of the Shmuz. Yaakov Edelman was the initial push, the initial force. But Ben drove in with me for 5 years every Wednesday night, week after week, week after week. And I got to see Ben up front and personal. He asked me various, very personal questions, his inner life. And he went through many, many challenges. And to see a young man excel and grow and face every challenge with courage, with fortitude, and became a tremendous, tremendous person. And I think this chazal is a very apt tribute to him. And I think the Sima Shas that we're all mishtatif in was very, very appropriate. The actual hadran, I'm going to call on Rabbi David Davidowitz to make the actual hadran. May the family have much nechama, and may we only have fond, fond memories of our chaver then.
Hadran Allah, Talmud Bavli, the Hadran Chalon, Daitan Allah, Talmud Bavli, the Daitan Chalon, the Nisna Shem Minaf, Talmud Bavli, the Sisha Shem Minon, Lo Ba'amad Dein, Lo Ba'amad Da'asi, Hadran Allah, Talmud Bavli, the Hadran Chalon, Daitan Allah, Talmud Bavli, the Daitan Chalon, the Nisna Shem Minach, Talmud Bavli, the Sisha Shem Minon, Lo Ba'amad Dein, Lo Ba'amad Da'asi, Hadran Allah, Talmud Bavli, the Hadran Chalon, Daitan Allah, Talmud Bavli, the Daitan Chalon, the Nisna Shnei Minach, Talmud Bavli, the Sisna Shnei Minon, Lo Ba'amad Dein, Lo Ba'amad Da'asi, Hirat Samul Fanecha, Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Seinu, Shetei, Terostum, the Same Olam Hazeh, B'tei Mano Olam Haba, Chanina Bar Papa, Ron Bar Papa, Nachum Bar Papa, Achoy Bar Papa, Amar Bar Papa, Rafim Bar Papa, Rochesh Bar Papa, Surka Bar Papa, Ad Bar Papa, Dara Bar Papa, Harev Na Adonai Eloheinu, Es Divrei Soros, Kavifinu, Fifios, Amcha Beis Yisrael, V'niyah Kulanu, Anachnu, B'tzetzeinu, B'tzetze, Amcha Beis Yisrael, Kulanu, Yodish, Mech, V'lom Desoresecha, Me'oivai Tichak Meinu Mitzvoisecha, Ki Li'olam Hili, Hili Misam B'chukech, Laman Lo Evosh, Lo Eshka Pichudecha, Ki Lo Mechi Yisani, Baruch Ata, Adonai Lamdeinu Chukecha, Amen, 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 Sela Lo'ed. Odom Anachnu L'fanecha, Adonai Eloheinu V'le'av L'seinu, Shesamtu Chalkeinu Me'yoshev Beis HaMedrash, V'lesamtu Chalkeinu Me'yoshev Be'krono, Shana Mashkim, Me'hem Mashkim, Anu Mashkim D'vrei Torah, Me'hem Mashkim D'varim B'Teilum, Anu Amelim, Me'hem Amelim, Anu Amelim L'kavan Sachar, Me'hem Amelim L'kavan L'kavan Sachar, Anu Ratzim, Me'hem Ratzim, Anu Ratzim L'chayol M'haba, Me'hem Ratzim L'ver Shachas, Shner Vato L'him Toridim L'ver Shachas, Anshi Dov Mirmel Yachzu Yemeim V'ani Evtach Bach, Hirat Samul L'fanecha, Adonai Elohai, Kishen Shazartonu L'Sayim, Talmud Bavli, Kain Tazrinu L'Haskim, L'Setu L'Svarma Chayim L'Sayim, Limro Lamid, Lishmar V'Lasus, of the Chaim is Kol Divrei Samet Torah Secha V'Yahavo. L'Schus Kol Atanon V'Marom, Etzimit Echam Yamo Lonu, L'Zareinu, Shal Ashtar Pi, Pino, Pi Zareinu, V'Zeres Reinu Adolo, L'Skayim Bano, Pesach Chatan Ch'Oisach, V'Shach B'cha Tishmar Alecha, V'Akitzosa Hitisichecha, Kivi Yibu Yomech V'Sifa L'Chash Nos Chaim, Orech Yom Yimina V'Smola Usher V'Chavod Adonai Oz Lamo Yitain Adonai Yivarech Esmo V'Sholom Yiskadel Yiskadesh Mei Ravo V'Yomodu Osa T'Sachadoso Achim Esayu L'Asok L'Chai Almo Livnei Karda Dushle Meshachel Hechlop Gavoy L'Mekar Pulchana Nokra Maro L'Aso Pulchana Dishmai L'Asrei Yamle Kutchabrich U'Malchus Sevikarei V'Chayechonu Yamechonu V'Chay L'Chol Beis Yisrael V'Adalo B'Zman Korib Yimeru Amen Eishmei Avon Adarach Ne'lam Alamei Almayo Yisrach v'yishtabach v'yispa'ar v'yisraman v'yisnasei v'yishadar v'yisalev v'yisalosh meid kudisha v'richu le'ela min kol berchasa v'shirasa tishbechasa v'nechamasa damiram be'oma v'imru amen al Yisrael ve'arabban ve'al tamidei ve'al kol tamidei samidei ve'al kol man da'oskim ve'araisa diva asra hadem diva chal asar v'yasar el ahon l'chon shlom harav l'china b'chis v'rach me'achai ravichem zon revichei u'farkana min kadam ahon divishmaya ve'arav imru amen yehei shlom harav min shemaya v'chayim aleinu al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom ramo v'yaseh shalom aleinu al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Ashikayot to everybody who learned. Mazel tov.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Hashem. Ready? Yerushalayim Harim Saviv La. How's it go? Hashem Saviv. Come follow me. Ve'atavi Alayla Yerushalayim Harim Saviv La. Hashem Saviv Li'amod Ve'atavi Alayla.
What shop is that?
Are you gonna eat anything before it goes?
Tired. I have to get ready today. So we're gonna go that way.
Yeah, the water? So I got
Again,
them.
this is the tires. Oh. Saying the water. Just standing right next to the microphone. Just take a look at life. This one here. Drive.
No, it's not an actual.
You're not hearing me. The kids will fit in the car without it. You're not hearing me. How are you gonna get the kids on the walk?
It's not an actual number. Okay, wait, you have second dessert. What if they do?
It's a Walmart place. Then I'll take it. It's an optional. You have to take it. Return. How are you? Same.
What is it, the jeweler?
Yeah, you got a couple shots of me. You go to center? Sure. Should I grab your number?
do it with the Rosh Hashiva. The Haley Rosh Hashiva.